You ever feel kind of stuck when you're trying to agree with someone in English? It's a super common problem, for sure. But, getting this one thing right is one of the fastest ways to sound way more natural. So let's break down exactly how to do it.
Okay, so picture this. Your friend says, "Ugh, I don't like rain," and you feel the exact same way. What do you say back? Just go with your first gut reaction. A lot of us have a go-to response here, but you might be surprised to find out it's actually wrong.
And there it is. If your brain immediately went to me too, well, you've just stumbled on one of the most common mistakes learners make. The correct answer is me neither. I know. It feels a little weird, right? But why is that? Don't worry, we're about to make this all make perfect sense.
The whole thing really just boils down to one simple foundational rule. And once you get this, you're going to be able to handle most of your day-to-day conversations perfectly. Let's dive in.
So here's the core idea. If you're agreeing with a positive statement, something like, I like traveling, you use me too. Easy. But if you're agreeing with a negative statement, one that has a word like not or don't in it, you have to use me neither. Just think of it like this. Positive gets to, negative gets neither.
Let's just run through a few quick ones to make sure that sinks in. I didn't go to the party. That's negative, so me neither. Okay, how about I can speak English? That's positive, so me too. And I'm not a bad person. You see that not in there, which makes it negative. So the right response is me neither. Simple enough, right? But trust me, things are about to get a lot more interesting.
All right, if you want to get to the real secret of sounding natural, this is it. We're moving beyond the simple me too and me neither. The truly advanced way to agree comes down to one key skill: spotting the auxiliary, or what you might call the helping, verb.
So check this out. Here's a pretty fascinating idea. Some sentences actually have an invisible verb hiding inside them. Take a super simple phrase like, I like pizza. It seems totally basic, but grammatically speaking, there's a word hidden in there that holds the key to agreeing correctly. See, the full thought is actually, I do like pizza. Now, in positive sentences, we almost never say the word do because it's just understood. But knowing that hidden do is there, that's the whole secret. That's the auxiliary verb we've got to look for. So here it is. This is the master rule for everything that follows. To agree correctly and sound really advanced, you just need to find the auxiliary verb in that first sentence and match it in your response. That's it. That's the whole game. Let's see how this works in the wild. If someone says, I will visit Sam, the auxiliary is will. So you just say, I will too. Simple. If they say, I have seen that movie, the auxiliary is have, so you say, I have to. Are you starting to see the pattern here? You just find that little helper verb, will, have, can't, am, and you just reuse it. Okay, so you're probably wondering, what about a simple past tense sentence? Something like, I liked the movie. There's no obvious helper verb here. There's no will, no have, no am. So what in the world are we supposed to match? Well, just like in the present tense, the past tense has a hidden auxiliary to. The word liked is really just a shortcut for saying did like. So when your friend says, I liked the movie, that hidden auxiliary is did, and your correct advanced response is, I did too. It's one of those things, once you see it, you just can't unsee it. Okay, now that you've got the master rule down, let's look at a really cool stylistic trick. This is how you can take your English to the next level and really sound like a pro. This inverted style is really just a different, maybe slightly more formal way of saying the exact same thing. So, I do too can also be said as so do I. See how the auxiliary do is still in there? And for negatives, I don't either becomes neither do I. The structure is just flipped,
But that master rule of matching the verb, it's still there.
Now here's a quick but really important point. Why do we say neither do I and not neither don't I? Well, it's because the word neither is already negative. It literally means not either. So if you add another not or don't, you've got a double negative, which is a no-go in English.
And look how perfectly our master rule works with this style. I am studying becomes so am I. I would love to meet you becomes so would I. And what about that tricky past tense one? I traveled around India. We know the hidden verb is did, so it becomes so did I. You just find the auxiliary and flip the word order.
Okay, I get it. That was a lot of grammar. It can be confusing. So, what happens if you're in a real conversation? You're a little nervous and your brain just freezes. You can't remember the rule? Well, I'm about to give you your secret weapon, your universal key.
That's it. Just two simple words. Same here. This is your ultimate shortcut, your escape hatch for any time you're feeling even a little bit unsure. The real power of this phrase is just how simple it is. It works for positive statements, it works for negative ones, it works with any auxiliary verb, visible or hidden. It is the perfect one-size-fits-all solution. So when in doubt, same here is always, always correct. Think of it as your conversational safety net.
Okay, you now have all the tools in your toolbox. The basic rule, the master auxiliary rule, that cool inverted style, and your secret weapon shortcut. So, let's run a quick final challenge to see it all in action. You ready? First one up. I will have a cup of coffee. You could say the simple, me too. Or you could match the auxiliary and say, I will too. Or if you want to use that pro-inverted style, you could say, so will I. See? 3 perfect answers.
All right, next. I have never been to Paris. Okay, that word never makes this a negative statement. So you could say, me neither. Or matching the auxiliary have, you'd say, I haven't either. And the inverted style? Neither have I. Fantastic.
Okay, last one, the tricky past tense. I went to Italy last year. Your simple response is, of course, me too. For that advanced version, you gotta remember the hidden auxiliary is did. So you say, I did too. And the inverted pro style? So did I. You got this. So there you have it. From the simple me too all the way to the advanced so did I, plus your new secret weapon, same here. You now have everything you need to agree with absolutely anyone in any situation. So the only question left is, which one are you going to try first?